Hello and welcome to Health Matters on Channels Television. Thanks for joining us. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Obtaining enough food that is also safe is important for sustenance of healthy life. According to the World Health Organization, unsafe food, which contains harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, or chemical substances, causes more than 200 diseases, including those as simple as diarrhea or as complex as cancer. Food safety, nutrition, and food security are interconnected. Unsafe food causes disease and malnutrition. Diseases affect socioeconomic development by stretching the healthcare system and the economy. Today, our focus is on meat. In the studio with me is Dr. Charles Ibe, a poultry health specialist and meat hygiene activist, former member of the Senate of Nigerian College of Veterinary Surgeons, former president of the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, and a fellow of the Nigerian College of Veterinary Surgeons. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mary, once again.
Okay, now, we're talking about meat safety, farm to table. So let me begin by asking you, what should we not feed our cows?
What you shouldn't feed your cow? You shouldn't feed your cow with tire. Let me just say that. Oh yeah, the chemical part of it, I'm just joking.
Okay.
You see, they have infections, they have their feed, which there are some that you don't feed them with. You don't feed them with things that have chemical, like dioxin actually, to be fact with you, which are chemical contaminants in feed. You don't feed them with.
Do farmers know about these things? Or do they need to be educated?
That they should be educated.
Now, the reason why I'm asking this is, some time ago, there was a really bad case of what they called mad cow disease, late 80s. And back then, at least, I was made to understand that it was something they fed the cows. But is that true?
No, not really. That's an infection. Mad cow disease is an infection for cattle that makes human beings that eat the meat or the product of that cattle to have mad cow. Because you see,
the mad cow disease can be transferred from the cattle to people.
Yeah, because you see, the etiology of mad cow is between, the viruses are like, there's still some argument whether they are organisms or not organisms. But the lower part of it is what we call the subviral particle. And that's where the mad cow viruses belong to. And in that case, they resist heating. That means the normal.
So even if you cook.
Oh yeah. Even if you cook, you don't have a way of escaping from it.
Okay, let's move closer to home. Cows are prepared or supposed to be prepared in slaughterhouses, right? Abattoirs. What should an abattoir look like?
It should be a hygienic practice, actually, whereby you have an inspection, what we call the ante-mortem inspection and post-mortem inspection. That's pre-slaughter inspection. That when they are alive, there are some tests like tuberculin test. Because for meat, you can get tuberculosis, like bovine tuberculosis.
Okay.
Any cattle that has bovine tuberculosis, you can even detect it out with some facilities like tuberculin testing. But it's unfortunately we are not doing that.
We don't have all that testing.
No, we don't have the facility. We don't have the facilities in most of these abattoirs.
So we don't exactly know how safe our meat is.
Yeah, to some good extent, yes.
Now, something about meat. I usually see meat on wooden surfaces. Do we use wooden surfaces to slaughter meat? Because I'm imagining.
No, you don't use wooden surfaces.
Can the surface be washed?
No. You're out of it. They use slab. The worst is that they use slab.
Slabs.
You don't put them on wood, because if you put them on wood, you can cut the wood.
Okay.
Then they put them on slab. They put them on dirty surfaces. Most times on dirty surfaces. That's those on the slab. But you see, the best practice for meat, for slaughter of animal, for meat consumption, the best practice is in abattoir with hygienic protocol, which is lacking as far as I'm concerned. And I want you to take a look, Port Harcourt abattoir, please. Go there and see for yourself. I don't need to talk now. Maybe later we'll talk. Go to Kaduna abattoir and see for yourself. Go to Enugu and go to Kano. That's the one I have seen. Sokoto, when you get to Sokoto, you see the concept of the past government,
Okay.
But unfortunately, all the facilities have collapsed
They're
and
run
brought
down.
us to zero. Kaduna own. They have at least 3 boreholes. They're not functional. They are pumping water from Kaduna River.
Okay,
And
so when an inspector goes to inspect the meat, where does he go? Does he go to the slaughterhouse? Does he go to the farm? The veterinary inspectors?
By normal best practice, it's supposed to be, as that animal is from the farm to the lairage. I'm talking about...
What's a lairage?
No, lairage is where you put animals temporarily before you slaughter them. That's where you put is a lairage.
Okay.
From the farm down to the slaughter, there's supposed to be protocol. All of a sudden, we see the animal in the slaughterhouses. And then some of these animals are carried moribund. Some of them are carried in barrel.
What do you mean by moribund?
Moribund stage. That is, when these animals are about to die, I mean, it's just like when some at the terminal stage of their life, you see them spirit some of these animals to the abattoir.
And that's unhealthy.
It's very, very unhealthy because
these animals also resist heating. Because Nigerians believe that it doesn't matter what an animal is suffering from, just cook it real good, and it'll be fine.
Sister, look at me. Bovine tuberculosis, you cannot kill tuberculosis by bacteria, because they hide in tuberculoma lesions. So cooking or not cooking, and then you see these organisms, it's like survival of the fittest. These organisms will like to resist even all these aberrant temperatures. And then you see them eating. Haven't you seen people suffering from salmonellosis, food poison from salmonellosis?
But that's from chicken, isn't it?
Well, from chicken, from meat, from other sorts of meat. Chicken has meat. Okay,
yes. Chicken is meat. It's a type of meat.
Yeah, it's a type of meat.
Okay, now that this is out of the hands of the common man and all that, what would your advice to the government be?
The government is to maintain the good
and perhaps farmers.
In fact, I think the government should serve as a regulatory agency and hand over the meat industry to the private sector.
Okay.
I think that should be the best. The way they did to the telecommunication and the way they partially are doing in television and print media.
That's the picture of an abattoir that I got.
That's a clean abattoir.
This is what an abattoir is supposed to look like?
Yeah, it look like.
Do we have this kind of thing in this country?
You see, I told you something, my beloved sister. I told you about Kaduna Abattoir, where they pump water with motorized pump from Kaduna River.
That's bad.
It's that bad. And then you see, during the flood, there's a cemetery beside. There's a cemetery beside, and the flood will enter. The water will enter the cemetery back into the river, and you are pumping it into. Does it look
okay? That is purely a town planning government issue that we've entered into here.
You can even situate your abattoir because you can wash it into the river, and not to wash the river into the abattoir. But you see, if you have functional borehole, all you need is water. If you have a function, I told you they have 2 or 3 functional boreholes, but they are not functioning.
Okay, so a functional borehole will suffice. That would be good.
In this situation, there are other practices, like I said, burning the head of cattle and then the tail and the skin with tire. And
what's
then
the implication of
contamination? The implication, even the environmental health, billows of smoke coming out. You saw the picture I sent to you.
Yes, I did see that picture. Lots of smoke coming up.
Billows of smoke coming. It serves as an instrument of environmental contamination.
Okay, so let's move closer to the home.
Yeah.
Somebody buys meat.
Okay.
Then the meat starts to change color. It's turning green. What's the problem?
No, that can be post-mortem changes. Okay. That's post-mortem.
Would it be safe to still cook?
Well, if the meat is spoiled, why cook it?
So that means it's spoiled at that stage.
At that point, you should throw it away. Meat's supposed to be preserved.
Okay.
And you see, most of those meat is either that you see them change very fast. It's either they're almost dead or they are dead, because you see, meat supposed to, animals supposed to, when they slaughter, they pump.
The blood is still running.
The blood is still running and gushing out. But if the heart is failed, the pump, the heart doesn't pump all the blood. You see what you call congestion in all over the places. It's an instrument, and it's an acceptive environment. Environment to bacteria too.
So buyers beware at this point.
Yeah.
They should know how to examine the kind of meat they're buying.
It's supposed to look like meat. And we all know meat. It's just like if you see chicken and they have red. Okay, go and slaughter the chicken. You see red, it's red all over the places. The whiteness color of the texture of the meat is the tissues are gone. All you see is because of congestion. You know, this is one empirically you can see. Then, then from the outside when you shred the feather, but in cattle, goat, sheep, pig, you need to open up. Thank you. You need to really open up to see whether something is wrong or right. And such meat from such animals that are dead when they're slaughtered, that is dead natural when they're slaughtered, or about to die when they're slaughtered.
That looks like a healthy piece of meat.
That's
it's red evenly.
That's what, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, since we have this picture, let's go on to cutting of meat in the home. What are the rules for cutting meat at home? The slab and all that.
No, slab. When you get the meat from everything about slab ends in the slaughterhouse.
No, but they do slice meat in the house.
No. That one is very easy with knife, sharp knife. You call that. That one is not.
And then you wash the surfaces.
It's beyond the reach of this discussion, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, this is a domestic kind of application.
Yeah, but at home they should know how to handle meat as well, so that they don't get contaminated.
That is a post-slaughter contamination.
Yes.
I mean, you see, we are discussing the hygiene. I've been talking about hygienic environment.
That's right.
You don't just put your meat in bowl and just cut it into pieces and say, you know what we call bowl in the north, or dustbin, and cut it with dustbin materials. A hygienic environment is a hygienic environment. That's anyway. I thought we are talking from abattoir to from
farm to table.
Table, okay, farm to table. That's okay.
All right. At this point, let's quickly take a break. When we come back, we'll continue. Stay with us. We are moving into the home now, so part 2 promises to be very interesting in a minute.